Welcome to another episode of The Pitch. As always, I'm your host, John Fox, alongside here with Mike Pepsperoni and Mitch Sabatelli. Now, the headliner, top story, MLB World Series. Kansas City Royals currently up 2-0 against the New York Mets, heading into New York. Okay, so I'm going to start with you first, Mitch, here. Do you think this series is over already?
Well, I do want to say this would be our 5th World Series that we've covered on the pitch. That's pretty
True,
good.
actually, yeah.
So it's a half a decade of shows.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Super Bowls in NHL, and NBA kind of fluctuate. We're there sometimes, but
Yeah, we haven't been there for like 3 years, but here we go. I think the Kansas City Royals, I think they will win the series. I think they were the best team last year, and I think now they have another year of experience under their belt. You see the pitching really growing into form. I think Cueto had some adjustment issues early in the season after getting traded there. Coming back, I think he's going to start coming back into form. And, of course, one of the best bullpens in the game. And, that lineup. Just, you look down the lineup, there's not really any major superstar, but guys like Hosmer, Kane, Ben Zobrist who come over, utility type of player. Alcides Escobar hitting an inside the park home run in the first pitch of the game. And just random down the line, Kendrys Morales. I love the Royals. I know the Mets have that staff of Syndergaard, Dark Knight there, Harvey, as well as the big one, DeGrominator. But I think Harvey's kind of showing some weakness a little bit here in the playoffs.
Definitely.
The only one who's really shown that he can be the ace of the staff is DeGrom. But I still am not sold with that lineup in clutch hitting.
Yeah. Do you think the series is over?
I think it's over. I think the Mets will make a fair push. I could see it maybe going like 6 games. But the thing with this playoffs is it's come true that it's proving that there's so many home run teams in these playoffs. That perfect example with the Astros, when the Royals played the Astros, they were down 6-2 in the 8th, on the verge of elimination, and then they played the perfect small ball, like 6 or 7 singles in a row to get back into it. And that's the thing that teams like that don't have enough experience with yet. The young team, they're all home runs with the Astros and everything. But the Royals have proven it perfect that you don't need home runs to win games. And they're playing the perfect small ball. They have good enough pitching to get by. And, I don't see why they won't win. Because history shows that team previous year that lost in the World Series will get back there and they usually win, unless of course you're the unfortunate Texas Rangers. Yeah. I see this one being over pretty much. The Mets could make a push, like you said, they have the pitching advantage, but if it does go down 3-0, which currently being 4-3 Mets, if the Mets can pull that one out, then that's a big game.
This one's huge.
It's a huge game. If they win, it could go. I could see it going at least 6. But they got to win their 2 at home, or else it's definitely going to be over in 5, maybe 6. But I don't see why the Royals aren't going to win. They play the perfect small ball. They don't need home runs to win, and that's why they've gotten this far, and they're going to take it to the end.
All right, moving on to our favorite topic, NFL. It is Week 8, and there are 5 undefeated teams, okay?
And Peps is 3-4 in fantasy.
Bam.
Screwed.
We've got the 7-0 Patriots, all other teams 6-0, the Broncos, the Packers, the Bengals, and of course, the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy.
Now, we'll talk about one of the games that I'm about to mention is in
Green Bay, Denver.
Yes, it's one of our key game matchups.
Big game of the year.
Who will be the first to lose? Obviously, one team will have to lose. So, who will be the first to lose out of all? Take out the Patriots for this week because they already played Thursday night. Who will be the first one to lose?
First of all, in general, I think the Patriots are going to be the last remaining unbeaten team.
I believe so as well. Yeah.
Because here's the thing: you can throw any defense at Tom Brady, and he's just going to dissect it like he always does, no matter what. But when it comes down to, say, like a team like the Broncos, they have a ridiculous defense. I believe they got to be the number 1 defense in the NFL right now.
Yes.
The
Jets are right. The Jets are right there too. Actually,
the Jets are right there too. They're scared too. But they don't have. They just, I don't know, they have those big playmakers on Denver with the rush and in the secondary too, has been developing over the years. So I feel like Denver will be the first undefeated team to lose because I don't see how
we can also count this as a top matchup discussion since we're going right.
I just don't see how they're going to get away with not having a solid offense against the offense that the Packers are going to bring with Aaron Rodgers in his prime. I mean, I don't see how Peyton can match Aaron Rodgers, and that's what it's going to come down to. Because I don't see, I see that the Packers with this year, I feel like they're way stronger than they've ever been. Because now their defense is pretty much set up to the point where their offense is matching the level of their defense. They're dangerous, and I don't see how they don't get to the Super Bowl this year.
Except the one fluke game that Phil Rivers threw for like 530 yards against them.
Yeah,
that scares me a little.
But he's having a good year though. I mean, for him, for like throwing the ball and with the yards and everything. But the problem is like that's not even winning them games because they think they have 5 losses.
I feel every game I watch Phil Rivers play, I just feel so bad for him.
I feel bad for him. That's why I like him because he tries his hardest.
He'll do everything. He'll get like a 90-yard drive and then Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Martavius Bryant touchdown. Like what? Like
exactly.
I feel like they either win by 50 or lose by 50 every game.
Or it was Marcus Wheaton.
I see the Broncos losing. I believe they're at home that game, right?
The Broncos are in Denver, Mile High Stadium.
It'll be closer, but I don't see how the level of Peyton Manning, who now is officially has no arm, compared to
7 touchdowns
Aaron
to 10
Rodgers,
interceptions.
Who just the level of offense in comparison doesn't match up, and Rodgers is right on the level with Brady. Rodgers and Brady are on the same level, so I don't see how Rodgers doesn't dissect that defense apart, and their defense match Denver. I don't see how the Packers don't win on Sunday. I'd be shocked.
Okay, so Packers win?
Yeah.
Go.
I'm going to say that the Packers also win. I think there was a stat going into last week that the Broncos' defense has 3 times more touchdowns than their offense does. So, their defense has elevated their game to new heights, but I think Peyton Manning, we've finally seen the downfall of Peyton Manning's arm. And, yeah, his mental capacity is still there, but the thing that Tom Brady has that Peyton doesn't is I think Peyton's arm just has been through the ringer these last couple of years or whatever. And I think Tom Brady, ever since that whole Deflategate thing, they knew the Patriots were on a mission. That was the best ammunition to give the Patriots after winning the Super Bowl, going right into the season. They were just going to steamroll over the competition. I don't think we've even seen their full potential here. We finally see Amendola coming into the fold. Deion Lewis came back. Brandon LaFell just randomly came back now. We're playing without one of our best defensive players, Jabal Sheard. Yeah. And now Malcolm Butler, who everyone thought when he was going to be the starting quarterback taking over for Revis, that was going to be the weakness. I think Malcolm Butler's playing a really good, having a really good season. And their front seven, Chandler Jones, Jamie Collins, who Chris Collins loves, Dante Hightower, Dave Easley now, who's taking over for Will Fork. That front seven is really making up for the lack of the secondary. And I think the Patriots are basically the only team that could possibly go undefeated. I think Green Bay has the second best chance, and I will say that they're going to beat Denver. But one team I will like to throw out there is Cincinnati with the red rifle, Andy Dalton.
They're our next top.
Yeah,
matchup.
all right, so we'll go right there.
So we'll go right to the next. Okay, Packers win, all 3 of us. Okay.
Yeah. Next
top matchup, Bengals in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Steelers.
That's huge.
Big Ben is back.
Big Ben's back. I think Cincinnati will win this one, but it's going to be a tough game. And whoever wins this matchup is going to show that they're probably the best team in that division. Now that Big Ben's back, now they got Martavis back, and Pittsburgh's defense is still a little suspect to me. Cincinnati's defense is really good. But last year, when they had A.J. Green, they had, the dual backfield of Gio Bernard and Jeremy Hill coming into their own. They didn't have this Tyler Eifert who was out for the whole year last year. Now you throw in Marvin Jones out there, a new and improved Andy Dalton, and better offensive line. A.J. Green on the outside. And Tyler Eifert's the second closest thing to Robert Gronkowski as the best tight end in the game. And I think that's really separating them from other teams offensively. And now Giovanni Bernard is back to his old self of 2 years ago. I love the Bengals. But last thing I want to say, Carolina Panthers going from 7-9. Translating that, they already have the same amount of wins as they had last year. They were in the playoffs last year. Josh Norman, one of the best cornerbacks in the game.
All right, let's go.
I would have to go when it comes to Cincy and Pittsburgh. I believe is it the Steelers at home?
Yeah, the Steelers are at home.
Okay, yeah. So I think Cincy's going to win too. I think they're all around probably one of the most sound teams around on defense and offense, and plus Dalton's finally stepping up to the level that he's been expecting to finally play at, and he's playing at a beyond elite level at this point. So and that Pittsburgh Steelers secondary is young guys. That's their weakness over there. So I feel like that. I don't see how Cincy doesn't win. I think they're going to win, say something like 30-24, 30-23, something like that. I think Dalton's going to throw for like 2-3 touchdowns. So, I mean,
All right,
Cincy's going to win.
I guess I'll have to be the underdog and go with the upset. I'm going to take Pittsburgh
I
at
like it.
home.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, moving on. Final matchup, top matchup of the week. Colts in Carolina facing the Panthers. Who will win this, Peps? We'll start off with you.
As much as I want to be anti-Carolina, because I just don't see how they're getting it done. I mean, I give them credit for getting it done, but I don't know how they're getting it done.
This is going to be a grind
I think
game.
this is a
great game.
This is a do or die game for Andrew Luck, and I have to say that I don't know. I just don't see Carolina losing this game at home. I don't see how Indy's going to go in there and beat them. I know it's just Andrew Luck has just been way too inconsistent. That offensive line is probably one of the most suspect in the league. It's terrible. I mean, he can't even get any time to throw the ball behind the line that he has. I don't see how they go into Carolina and win. As much as I want to be anti-Carolina, if Indy was at home, I think maybe a different story. But I just think Carolina at home, with the 7-0 start that they have, with the defense that's coming into, they have better defense than Indy. I don't see how they don't beat the Colts, and I think they'll do just that.
I think this is a matchup of, one team that's improved the most and one team that's digressed the most going up against each other. Both teams have something to prove. Obviously, Carolina wants to prove that they can remain unbeaten and be one of the elite teams of this league, and also the Colts can prove that, they're still in first place, but they're 3-4, and they have a chance, here to really separate themselves from the rest of the week.
That AFC South.
Division, it's the weakest division in sports right now.
Yep.
But I will say, like Pep said, Andrew Luck has something to prove. Going into the season, he was drafted second in most fantasy leagues. Everyone thought he was going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, statistically at least. But the fact that T.Y. Hilton has been, he had a great game last game, but now he's going to go up against Josh Norman, who I mentioned. I think he's going to shut out T.Y. He's going to have to look to other guys such as Moncrief, Cleaner. But these people, like in the Panthers right now, you got Luke Kuechly, great defense or whatever. But Cam Newton, I will put him out there. He's right up there with Tom Brady as possible MVP candidate. And if he beats the Colts here, losing Kelvin Benjamin, this is the same team that was 7-9 last year, won the division because the division was so bad. They lose Kelvin Benjamin, they still have 7 wins.
I was going to say something. I think Cam Newton being able to pass the ball downfield against which I don't think he'll have a problem with the vulnerable Indy secondary. I think that will be the big X factor in this too.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll have to be the underdog twice in a row. I'll take the Colts to win in Carolina.
Nice.
All right, well, I like that episode of The Pitch. It's good to be back, and we will see you next week.
Peace.